All right.
All right. Hello, the gamer viewers. I'm Andrew King, features editor at The Gamer. And
I'm Gabrielle Castania, specialist writer in Evergreen.
So we are here in Boston.
Beautiful, foggy Boston
for PAX East. And yesterday we got the chance to go hands-on with Visions of Mana, which is the first new mainline game in the series in over a decade.
15 years.
15 years. So we got to play through two areas. First was Phowstep, which was a wide open sort of field area.
Explore everything. They introduced us to collectibles, how to use our weapons, all the different characters. We had about 20 minutes to mess around in there. It was a very big, open, getting to know the area, but they said it's going to expand an awful lot. There were so many collectibles that we'll get to know more about when the game comes out. It was just a big open grassy field. I loved running around in it.
Yeah, and we also got to see Mount Gala, which is sort of a more linear area, icy, snowy, above everything else.
We used our wind elementals to climb the mountain because bridges were broken. We had to use our powers to get all the way up the mountain to the boss fight.
Right, that was one of the cool things that that part of the demo had that the rest didn't have, was you could use the elementals to like summon like a gale of wind and then ride it up to the next area, or in certain areas when you used your elementals, it made like rocks rise up and form a path for you.
Or a gale that you could jump into and like float to the other side of the mountain, so you didn't have to find the bridge.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but I was surprised playing this how heavy on like platformer elements it was.
I was surprised. Like the open area that we played in Phowstep felt a lot to me like Breath of the Wild. As someone who really loves Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, very open, go wherever you want, find whatever you want in whatever order you want.
Yeah.
There is story to go find. I did accidentally find something I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
But we course corrected. We got back to Phowstep. But up on the mountain, we actually had all of our items unlocked. We had all of our powers unlocked. Our magic spells were available to us. That was really cool. I liked experimenting with everybody's different elemental powers. Everyone has a different element.
Right.
Who was your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. I think I like Karina is like this red-haired, like sort of Southern Belle character. And and she has a spear that, she can use to like stab, but then also do like an area of effect, like attack when she brings it down. So I like playing as her. You said you liked Morley,
who's the cat boy.
Yeah, the deep voiced cat boy.
I usually play as rogues. I love like one-handed swords in games like this. I like being quick and nimble. And Morley is such a crap talker. Every time I beat someone, he's like, you shouldn't have even picked a fight with us. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to love him so much.
Yeah,
I already know.
He's fun, yeah. Yeah, the game it reminded me of in the Phowstep area, at least, was Super Mario Odyssey. Because like as soon as we entered that area, there was like a hut with like a thatched roof on it. And I saw something up there and I was like, I probably can't go up there, can I? But then I like double jumped up and could find like a collectible up there, which reminded me of like all the hidden moons and Super Mario Odyssey.
Spent a very long time trying to find one chest. I climbed a tree.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to, but I did. That got me to the chest. There's so much to find in every corner of this world. There's so many collectibles, items, different abilities you'll find. There's different areas you can access. There's so much to explore in this world.
Yeah, and combat is, the way it has been in previous Mana games. It's like real-time action combat. There's like a ring around you. It's pretty wide, but there is a ring that sort of hems you in. The largest sort of ring like that I saw was when we got to the boss fight at the end of the Mount Gala region, which was like this big praying mantis who had like a Venus flytrap sticking out of his butt.
Yeah.
So we fought against him, and then at the end we were able to get do you remember what it was called, the thing that we unlocked at the end of that?
It was an elemental gift given to Karina. We rescued one of the spirits. They recognized
Sylphid, a little green
Sylphid.
guy.
We had his gale. We were using his wind.
Yeah.
But he woke up. We rescued him from the boss. He recognized Karina as someone special. Said that the spirits really loved her and gave her a new power at the end of our demo. We were told that everybody else was going to get new powers and classes. We only saw portions of the game. Obviously, there's going to be so much more coming out when it comes out this year.
Yeah, I did get to do an interview after I played through the game with Oyamada-san, who has been a producer on the series for 20 years. And something that he emphasized when I was talking to him was the field. They kept bringing up the like open field and how it's the biggest they've made forever or made ever in the series. And I mean, when you think about it, it's been 15 years since the last one. It makes sense. Like open world games are in a completely different, and I don't think this is really an open world game, but it is sort of open-ended areas.
It's like a weird hybrid. It's guided, but it's also very open. I stumbled into so many things.
Yeah.
Not all of that I should have, but I can't wait to see them for real when I get to play the game.
Yeah, the two areas we played through, Phowstep and Mount Gala, were sort of felt like probably the two different like play modes of the game, because you had something that was more open-ended and more side quests, and you had something that was more linear, and you had more like, it was more like focused on getting you from A to B.
And like when we played in Phowstep, they told us we were going to have like 15, 20 minutes to get used to the game and all of its controls. So it feels like where you go to learn and build on all the new mechanics you're unlocking. It's just a big open area where you can like explore and do what you need to do before you move on to the next story.
Yeah, I'm sort of wondering if like in the final game it ends up feeling kind of like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because that game is like radically linear for certain parts. Like the story missions are just super linear, super A to B, and then you go out into the open world, and it's like a contained open world that's like separated into regions, and then you can like do side quests there and ride around and play as much Queen's Blood as you want. So I don't know. It'll. What we saw was a pretty limited amount of the game.
We had about 2 hours. I played the boss fight twice just so I could play with different characters and find favorites and see how they all worked.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a lot to explore. There's a lot to build on.
Right. Yeah. If you're a Mana fan, you will be happy to know that there's lots of like cute enemies in this. There are multiple different kinds of like bees. One was called a bee lancer.
Yes, I love that one.
Yeah. So as somebody who was a freelancer for 4 years, I appreciate that. You know.
I like the blue spiky porcupine trolls. Those are really cute.
They looked like the I forget his name, but there's a character in like Toy Story 4, I think, who is like a porcupine who like recites Shakespeare or something.
Oh my gosh.
Professor Pricklepants, I think his name might be. They look exactly like him. Yeah. So the enemies are cute. We obviously didn't get to see too much because it was not a super long demo, but it looks promising.
It does.
It's coming out in June, so we'll get to have like a more in-depth sort of look at it then.
We're really excited. They told us what we're going to get. We're really, really stoked. They said the game's coming out in June, and we cannot wait to play it.
Yeah. All right. That's everything from the Gamer for today. Peace.
Take care.